Hi, welcome back again. Today I am going to explain an American science fiction thriller film called Awake. Please like, share, and subscribe. Jill Adams is a recovered alcoholic who served in the United States Army as a medic. To support her children, Noah and Matilda, she works as a security guard at a local medical institution. At the start of the film, she sneaks into the hospital late at night and exploits her privileges to gain access to the research lab. She then steals some medications and sells them the next morning to a local drug dealer. Jill returns to her mother Doris' house to pick up her children after an exciting morning. Noah and Matilda are currently in Doris' custody as a result of Jill's drug misuse history. Matilda has vanished without a trace. A police officer has rescued her and taken her to the shore, much to their relief. Jill is harmed, so the cop advises her to go to the hospital. He reveals that the entire city is experiencing a power outage, with everything that runs on electricity or gas failing. Suddenly, all of the city's vehicles have stopped working, which has resulted in a slew of mishaps all over the place. Jill and her children rush to the hospital, or when it will return, but the staff at the hospital assume that they are in the middle of a war or being assaulted by a terrorist group. As the family waits for help, they notice two patients who had been in a coma wake up at the same moment. They return home and spend the night with Doris. Noah and Jill are unable to sleep, so they gaze out the window at the stars and discover satellites moving at a high rate. Jill rides her bike to work the next day. Despite the fact that it is still dark, everyone in the neighborhood is up. She is perplexed because the streets are generally deserted at this hour. She visits to her drug dealer before going to work, and he tells her that he can double the price on any pill she can offer because sales are soaring due to the power outage. Jill used to be a medic, so Dr. Murphy invites her to join the survivors hub set up to investigate the power outage. Jill declines the offer, preferring to spend time with her children. Jill learns from a college employee named Brian that no one in the city has been able to sleep for the past 48 hours. They don't know what's causing it, but it's almost as if the loss of power has rendered humans incapable of falling asleep. Brian describes the gravity of the issue, suggesting that individuals would soon experience sleep deprivation symptoms, and that if this continues long enough, everyone will lose their brains. Matilda slept well all night and was fast asleep when Jill left for work. So Jill doesn't believe him. Matilda and the woman are the only exceptions in the entire city, Jill realizes. Brian begs Jill to take Matilda to the hub to assist the doctors, but Jill resists, fearing the scientists' experimentation on her daughter. She then runs home to look for Matilda, but finds out that she is in the church with Doris. Matilda can still sleep, according to everyone at the church. The pastor preaches on Matilda as a source of hope. Now, the church's fanatics want to sacrifice her in the hopes of regaining their slumber. Back at home, Jill has a sneaking suspicion that Matilda may be in grave danger if it is discovered that she can sleep. As a result, she gathers her belongings and decides to flee from society. Several robberies are witnessed by them. They also stumble upon the body of a police officer in an alleyway. People have already begun to go nuts as a result of sleep deprivation. Jill arrives at the church and hears the congregation debating whether or not to sacrifice Matilda. Brian tries to persuade the people to let her go to the hub and assist the scientist in developing a cure, but he is shot dead by a police officer who is in favor of sacrificing her. Everyone panics and starts racing around. Jill manages to find her children in the midst of the mayhem, and the three flee to a neighboring forest. Noah persuades Jill to go to the hub because if he and Jill die within a few days, people will kill Matilda. A number of vehicles must still be operational, so they head to a nearby garage to find one. Jill gently walks into the garage while Noah and Matilda hide outside. She notices that two thugs have looted the place and intend to take ownership of all the cars. Jill walks deeper inside and manages to obtain the keys while remaining hidden. They begin their journey to the hub after finding a working car. Matilda eventually falls asleep on the back seat of the car. Noah is astounded by his sister's ability to sleep given the circumstances. When they see an accident in the middle of the street, they come to a halt. Jill approaches and notices that the thugs from earlier have been killed in an accident. She simply takes their gun and continues on her way. A while later, they come across a group of naked people, presumably from a cult, standing in the middle of the road. They leave enough room for the car to pass, much to Jill's relief. The family then arrives at a secluded library and decides to rest. Jill teaches Matilda how to shoot a gun, claiming that she will need it after Jill and Noah pass away. A result of sleep deprivation, the prospect of being alone frightens Matilda. She later sleeps outside. In the car, while Noah and Jill look for the hub on a map, several detainees are. Because of the crisis, he was released from a nearby prison. Dodge, a prisoner, discovers the car. Matilda is still inside the car as it drives away. When the other two come outside, they are surprised to see Matilda gone. To make matters worse, the other inmates encircle them and invite Noah to join them. Jill's ammunition runs out, and the criminals are about to apprehend her when Dodge drives the car back to the library. He saves Jill and Noah before fleeing. They come to a halt near the plane wreckage. Dodge finds a few clothes and other necessities in the wreckage before heading north to the hub. Jill teaches Matilda to drive at night in order to prepare her for the possibility of living alone. They notice people's dead bodies hanging upside down by the side of the road while they're at it. Jill rushes to her car, but the maniacs outside smash the window and grab them through it. Matilda presses the gas pedal as they struggle to stay inside, and they manage to drive away. They finally arrive at the hub after several hours. Jill and the kids give Dodge the keys to the car so he can drive to his hometown and meet his family. He offers to stay and assist them, but they decline. Jill then hides Noah and Matilda in a house because she wants to make sure the hub is safe for her children after everything that happened on the way. She's starting to feel the effects of her sleep deprivation. She sneaks up on the hub while hiding beneath a bridge. She discovers that the army defending the hub is surviving on medicines, but they are also becoming violent. Jill disguises herself as a lab worker and meets the elderly woman who, aside from Matilda, is the only person who can sleep. Jill wants her to raise Matilda because only she has a chance of survival. However, the woman is too sick and elderly to comprehend her request. She reveals that she was supposed to die last month but is still alive. Just then, Dr. Murphy walks into the room and notices them conversing. Jill claims she is there to assist. Murphy is clearly affected by his lack of sleep. She claims that doctors have discovered a drug that temporarily improves sleep-deprived brain function, but it also harms the brain. Jill returns home to discover that Dodge, Noah, and Matilda have been apprehended by the soldiers. Dodge had returned to assist them, but now they are all held at gunpoint. Matilda, in order to save their lives, tearfully admits that she can sleep. The soldiers then transport her to the laboratory. Dr. Katz, the researcher, administers an anesthetic gas to her and is surprised to discover that she can sleep. Jill has lost her sanity as a result of sleep deprivation and exhaustion. Murphy asks her about Matilda, but she can't even form a sentence. Following that, the elderly lady suffers a cardiac arrest and dies despite the doctor's efforts to save her. Matilda now holds the fate of humanity in her hands. Dodge is recruited as a guard and given stimulants to help with exhaustion. Meanwhile, Jill has hallucinations in which she sees Noah attempting to kill her. She regains consciousness when a soldier removes Noah. who had been standing beside her the entire time. As time passes, everyone at the hub, including the medical staff and soldiers, begins to go insane. They are having hallucinations and shooting at everyone around them. One of the soldiers refers to Jill as Sandra and attempts to murder her. She then shoots herself to death. They then begin killing each other. Jill rushes to Matilda's aid, but Murphy stops. She dies a few seconds later as a result of the stimulants Dr. Katz has given her. Jill finally frees Matilda, and the two of them rush to save Noah. Noah, on the other hand, is also hallucinating. He touches an electric wire, mistaking it for a fish, and is electrocuted as a result. Jill and Matilda try everything they can to save him, but it is futile. The next morning, dead bodies are scattered throughout the establishment. Except for Matilda and Jill, everyone has died. Jill, on the other hand, is not in her right mind and is about to pass out. Noah abruptly awakens, alive and well. The two are both surprised and delighted to have him back. They notice that Noah appears to have awakened from a deep sleep and is now acting normally. Matilda notices that Noah was able to sleep because he died briefly the night before, just as she did when she drowned in the lake. The children bring their mother to a nearby lake in an attempt to save her. They pushed her into the water and waited for her to stop moving. When she becomes limp, they bring her out and attempt to resuscitate her. The film concludes with the kids performing CPR on their mother. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out.